Hey, are you ready for some hunting on the Tommy Wilcox Show?
Tommy Wilcox Outdoors is brought to you by Alabama Credit Union. Feel good about your money. Mahindra Tractors, built for the long haul. Peach Outdoors. Get the motor running on your next project with our Mahindra Tractors, ATVs, and lawn equipment. Tuscaloosa Toyota. One price, one place. Top Shot Deer and Turkey Mix from Faithway Alliance. The band Legal Limit. Lou and the guys play all your favorite classic rock and country. Nelson Glass for all your contract or residential glass needs. All music courtesy of country music legend Hank Williams Jr. Hey folks, welcome to today's show. We got a couple great turkey hunts for you. First of all, I'm going to have Steve Swofford, the president of the Alabama Credit Union, with me. We went out to Texas. We had two big dealers out there. We had Glencoe Equipment and we had Louisiana Farmers Warehouse, both on Mahindra dealers, and they used the Alabama Credit Union for a lot of finances, and we appreciate them, and we got a chance to go out there and hunt with them in Texas for some turkeys, and we brought Steve along to close the deal. But he also closed the deal on a turkey hunt. We went to South Texas, and I mean, it was amazing, man. We got up that morning, walked out there, it was dark, and we set up on them, and I was calling away on my long box, and I mean, turkeys were gobbling everywhere, behind us, side of us, front of us. And so I had Steve sitting to the left over there, and I mean, every time I hit that box, turkeys were going crazy. We had decoys out in front of us. It got daylight, and I seen them, they had pitched down over on to the right of us, and man, I hit that box a few more times, and they come charging. And here's Steve Swofford and my turkey hunt in Texas with Steve burning a little gunpowder. Take a look. Hey folks, we're in South Texas hunting with Steve Swofford. And we got a bunch of turkeys up in some big oak trees over here. We're gonna call at them a little bit, try to get them in. We got decoys set out. And if we get one to come in, we're gonna let Steve bust it. Y'all sit tight. All right, folks, did the deal. About 7:45 in the morning.
Happened fast, didn't it?
We had a bunch of gobblers gobbling, and it turned out to be like 5 jakes and 1 longbeard. Real good one though. Steve got about a 3-year-old Rio. That was fun, wasn't it?
Yeah. When they came busting in too,
Yeah.
didn't they? Yeah, that was fun.
And he was strutting and all that kind of stuff. And I really thought they could see the decoys. They might be through that right there. But one down, we got a few more to go.
Yeah, we're not done.
Not done in Texas yet. Y'all stay with us. Great job, Steve.
Thank you.
All right, buddy. Hey folks, Tommy Wilcox here. Today's turkey tip of the week is brought to you by Mark's Outdoors. And I have Joe Phillips with me who works at Mark's Outdoors. And we're gonna talk about setting up and using turkey decoys. Joe, welcome to the show. Tell us, the viewers, a little bit about what type of decoys y'all have at Mark's Outdoors.
Well, we've got several different brands. Name a few: AV&X, Montana. We carry some other brands, but those are just some of the ones that we sell.
When using turkey decoys, I tell people all the time, if you're hunting out of blinds and you kind of know it's the start of the season, you kind of know where the turkeys are at and where they'll be coming from, try to set your decoys up to where you're not in the background. And what I mean by that is they're not looking through the decoys and seeing you and your blind in the background, because you can get busted that way by, with any movement, whether it's calling or picking your gun up. I try to always have them either at a 45 degrees off the end of the blind. That way, if the gobbler comes to the edge of the field and he looks out through there, all he sees is woods in the background, and that allows you some movement to get your gun up. Joe, what's some other things people need to be aware of when using turkey decoys?
Well, just keep in mind, as far as how far you're putting them out there. You don't want to put them out there too far. You don't want to put them in too close. So, good rule of thumb is, anywhere from 20 to 25 yards around that length. So that's something. And also, you don't want to put them in a position where you may not be able to, maneuver your gun if you have to,
Right.
for them. So make sure that they're out there in front of you where you can, make a good shot.
And that's important, because if you got it at 20, 25 yards, if the turkey hangs up out there at 40 yards, you can still take him. Whereas if you put the decoys out at 40 and he hangs up 10 yards before him, it makes it a little bit tougher. So know your distance from your blind or from wherever you're sitting, the distance to your decoys, and then that way you keep that in the back of your mind, and you can make a good decision on shooting. Talk about another thing that I try to tell people. Just say it's the start of the season. There's a bunch of decoys. You got a gobbler out there and you got some hens, and 2 or 3 gobblers come in at one time, and you shoot one of those gobblers off of the decoys. What do they need to do next time if they're gonna hunt in that same area?
Well, so you've got a bird down and you got 1 or 2 other longbeards that just witnessed it. So
Right.
So the next time you set up, if you set up on that same spot, you want to make sure that you use a little bit different setup. Maybe change it up a little bit. Either put the decoys, in a little bit different area, 15 or 20 yards over. Don't use the same setup that you had. If you had a jake in there, drop the jake. Just go with the hens, or just stagger them differently. Do something differently where it doesn't look like a death trap.
Yeah, always try to maybe drop the gobbler off and maybe install a jake in there with, like you said, a couple hens or a lying hen or whatever, and that way it looks different to them.
Yeah, for sure. I have people come into the store all the time asking, what do I need in decoys? And for somebody that's just getting into it, I don't want to sell somebody, 3 or 4 decoys, but if I had to take one decoy in the woods with me, I think it would probably be a hen, either an upright hen or a feeding hen. I mean, you're out there making hen calls, so if I had to just go with one decoy, it would be just a lone hen.
Yeah, you can never go wrong with just hens, because that's what you're imitating. So,
Yeah.
Well, all right, my friends, that'll do it for this week's turkey tip from Mark's Outdoors. Hey folks, welcome back to Tommy Wilcox Outdoors. I had a great hunt, man. I slept in and decided I was going to do one of those early evening hunts, and I went and sat on a clover field and I put some decoys out. I've been having a lot of turkeys coming in the afternoon, sunning and dusting, and there's been a couple of gobblers coming in there. So I set up my decoys, and I hit away on my long box, brand new, limited edition long box made by Tony Reynolds. And I put it down because it was real windy. I hit on it about 3 or 4 times. I put it down, and about 3 minutes passed, 4 minutes passed, and I'm hearing this turkey drumming. And I'm thinking to myself, what? Am I hearing things or what? And I look out the side of the blind, and there's a turkey out there strutting about 80 yards away from me. So I just purred a little bit. Then all of a sudden some hens started coming out the woods, and I said, man, I got him. But for some reason, this one gobbler didn't like these decoys, and he kind of went off to the left. And I knew what he was going to do. He was going to circle around me and come out the backside and come around on those decoys. And the hens were feeding all out there in the clover. And I look up, and there's 2 more gobblers coming in the field. This one I went to the left. Now there's 2 more gobblers coming. And they're making their way with the hens, looking at these decoys all the time. Then all of a sudden, boy, these turkeys just got on a beeline right for the decoys. And they came in and was just beating that poor decoy up. And man, only had about a 15-yard shot. And I wasn't prepared for turkeys to come in that early. And I put the old Mossberg on and burned a little powder, and was able to get him. But it was a great turkey hunt, full of excitement, fast like you like them, and one of my favorites. But I took this one with a 12 gauge, and I'm going to try to take one with each gauge. You know, I'm going to try next is going to be a 16, then a 410, so and a 20. So here's my first turkey of the 21 season with a 12 gauge, and then I'm going to work my way down in gauges all the way down to a 410. With TSS, you can do that this day and time, and it gives me a challenge, something to do. So y'all take a look at this hunt. It's pretty cool. That was an exciting hunt now, I'm gonna tell you. I got on that long box because it's a little windy today. And I was just calling on that long box. It's 3 o'clock right now. About 2:30 I was calling on that long box. Wasn't 5 minutes, man. I heard this drumming and I got the camera around and he was strutting over here on the side of the field. Then all of a sudden, he had 4 or 5 hens with him. So the hens were coming to the call. I was purring a little bit, and the hens started coming, and he was like he was going to try to get behind me. And about that time, 2 more gobblers come out. They were strutting on the edge of it. They followed the hens, and I have some decoys set up. Buddy, they came right for the decoys and just started beating the heck out of them, and I was able to take this really nice gobbler, man. 30-minute hunt. It's the way I like them. Beautiful, beautiful bird. Absolutely beautiful. Great hunt. Got my heart racing. Hey, if you want to mix it up a little bit with your hunting, if you got the time, try to take it with different gauges, whether it's a 410, 16, 20 gauge, and a 12 gauge. That's what I'm gonna try to do this year. I asked to join me, and with all these TSS and stuff, you can take them with 410s and 20 gauges now out to 50 yards. So I'm gonna try to make it a challenge for me this year to take a turkey with each gauge and have a little fun with it. I hope you do too. All right, we're gonna take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back with you. Y'all stay with us. All right, folks, that's going to do it for this week's show. Thanks so much for tuning in. If you want to check out any of my game face calls or the new long box that I had made, the limited edition, go to TommyWilcox.com, click on merchandise, and pick you up a Bama Hammer, a All-American, or a T-box, or one of these brand new long boxes. You'll really like it. All right, that'll do it for this week's show. See you next week right here on Tommy Wilcox Outdoors.
Gassed up, loaded down, trucking on from town to town. Guns, bows, and a tackle box. Here come Tommy Wilcox. Hitting the water, hitting the woods. That Bama boy sure got it good.